It's the place you go when you finish your show. We're your two best friends. Our names are Max and Ben. We're self-proclaimed television experts. It's Reality Alert.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Welcome to our newest episode of our Celebrity Big Brother recaps. Today we're so excited to be recapping the 8th episode of Celebrity Big Brother.
You know, Ben, you think you're going to get a big turn in the house. You think you're going to get a big move, a big shift. It's going to be a ping pong war. And instead, you get a big pile of dumbassery.
They're so fucking stupid, Max.
It's very much reminiscent of in Big Brother 22 when Nicole Anthony is somehow convinced that like Janelle and Kaser are against her. And she's like convinced in a matter of seconds. And Janelle's like, why would I be against you? That doesn't make any sense. And Nicole's like, because they told me to. So I instantly believe them. And Janelle's like, well, here's all of the logic as to why I am against you. I'm going to calmly explain to you why this logic does not make any sense. And she's like, no, they told me. So no. And then she left the house and she was like, wow, how was I so wrong?
It was like talking to a brick wall. Like some sort of hive mind thinking happens to where you feel like you can't even acknowledge the other side of this. Like Cynthia in this episode is not even giving an ear. Like I knew that Shayna was fucked when that conversation even started in the HOH room in this episode, because Cynthia was so furious and she was not going to lend an ear to this at all. Whereas I felt like Carson kind of gave the perception that he was lending an ear and he wanted
just
to
seemed
hear
to
on
want
all
to side
sides.
with Cynthia. He was
Yes,
just like,
well, that's his
Cynthia's
girl.
my ride or die.
Yeah.
So I'm siding with my homegirl. He was like, she's my. He even called. He's like, she's my woman, so I'm siding with her. He said that at one point about something in this episode. Like, she's my girl, so whatever she says, I'm gonna do, and that's how friendships work. That's how alliances work.
I get the feeling though that unlike Nicole, I think Cynthia and Carson are going to double down once they're voted out of the house. I do not think
they're not
ever
going to
care.
They're not even going to watch the show or give a shit. They're just going to go on.
Yeah, you're right.
I think Cynthia is just went like full housewife mode too. She was just like, oh, I get to hate someone and be in a fight and have a disagreement. This is my bread and butter. Like, let's do it. You know?
Yeah. And hey. Props. Let's give props where props are due. Props to Todrick here. Todrick saw people that could be easily manipulated, and he laid it out in a way that they fell for it hook, line, and sinker. And good for Todrick. I think Todrick is the best player in this game right now.
But
I really do.
How? Why didn't they ever question the timing? All you had to do is ask the question, okay, I see what you're saying, but why are you telling me this now as opposed to any other time? Because the timing is rather
convenient,
suspicious. Why isn't anybody pointing out that the timing is suspicious?
Yes. And Shayna does point that out in the HOH room. She's like, oh, now they're saying this to you, and now they're trying to go after me. Like, are you people stupid? Of course. Like, of course they're going to say anything that they can to get me.
But they don't hear it. They're like, no, we've turned on you.
My God. No logic, no reason. It's just...
Well. How the turntables...
Oh, this was depressing, Max. Like, I didn't even, if I can be honest, I didn't even want to talk about this episode after I watched it. I was like, I'm so mad.
I don't know if I would have kept watching this season. And it's not that I'm
Yeah, I
rooting
agree.
for we all have our favorites, but on this podcast we try to maintain some kind of non-bias. It's just hard to watch people be so foolish. You want to watch a game
Yeah.
that's just like dynamic, and when people are just so stupid, it's just like And then if you're a feeds watch, you just know that then they like totally isolated Shayna, and they just started dragging her in very rude ways and started talking shit about her and like who she is as a person outside of the game. They started
Yeah.
talking about the clothing that she wears and started kind of like shaming her, like it kind of veered into kind of like, shaming territory
Yeah.
for the type of clothing that she wears and kind of her intelligence and, it kind of just
It's
like
petty. It's petty.
petty, and it's just not right.
Not a good look. Not a good look.
Todrick is really not looking good on these feeds right now. People are not happy with him.
Is Todrick the one who's been saying a lot of that stuff?
The majority of the stuff, yeah. But other people are
Dude, take
jumping
your
in.
dub and move on. You got your dub.
We saw him
on.
talking shit about he like told Chris Kirkpatrick that like when you leave the house, your son like isn't gonna be proud of you because of like how you betrayed your team and stuff. And then he was bragging about how he said that. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like
I'm getting tired of that.
Somebody's like family into this. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's like
I saw on Twitter Mariah was trying to pull that same shit on Chris Kirkpatrick too, saying because she took something out of context from Chris Kirkpatrick saying that he tries to manipulate in a board game as well with his family, and she was trying to make it seem like he manipulates his family all the time. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's like you're not gonna. It's very strange. But
it's a game.
Yeah, everybody was like, "Leave him alone!" Like why are you telling him that his son? It's like kind of like it's like he's very good friends with Kylan. That's what Kylan did on his exit trip.
Yeah,
someone's like nephew into it, and it's like, oh, that makes sense, because you're
yeah.
You have,
that's the advice Kylan gave him.
Well, he has all the
family,
BB-23 people like living at his house. I think they're living at his house right now. They're like always living at his house. It's like
that's
a very
funny.
weird situation. I don't totally know because I just can't care about people.
By living, you mean you see them on social media at his house constantly?
Yes, and even like right now, I think they're there or something.
Really interesting.
I don't know. I just can't care enough about people once they leave the show. I just can't. I just can't give a shit. I just don't care. I just don't it's just like I'm not gonna like spend my time being like, oh, I wonder what this person's up to now that they've left like especially when they won't come on our show. So I can't if you were to come on our show, I'd be all like, oh, I wonder what they're up to.
Then you're the best person on earth.
Yeah, but if you won't come on our show, I'm especially not gonna care.
Can you feel the saltiness? Can you feel it? Can you taste it?
But yeah, it's just not a good look. Not a good look. I like Shayna. I think she's played the game well. I just think these people are not on her level. But
I think the last actual fan of this game
from a gameplay level, I do like that the moves that Todrick did, and I like that he doesn't give up.
At this point, I'm frustrated that my winner pick is playing, making poor choices. Having said that, like, and I have not liked Todrick or his behavior, but the level of gameplay is so awful this season amongst everybody that at this point I'm just like, you know what? Just give it to him. Todrick fucking deserves it, I guess. He's the only one actually playing the game with his head out of the sand, unlike everybody else. It's so frustrating.
I don't like people who give up. I don't like people who don't campaign. I don't like people who look adversity in the face in these games and go like, there's no way out of this, because there's always a move you can make. There's always strategy to be done. There's always a way to try. There's always a Hail Mary, like he said. There's always something to do. Like you should always be trying to think outside of the box. There's always something
you can't hate on Todrick for making this move. You can hate on him for all the mean things he's saying. There's absolutely.
There are lines that can be crossed, but the move itself is totally within the bounds. It's very smart. It's very savvy.
And likewise, it goes the opposite way for Carson and Cynthia, where it's like I think it's you can hate on these people right now for playing such a silly and naive. That's what I would call it, is a really naive game that they would just believe the first thing that comes to them from the people that have been trying to get them out the entire game, and now they're trying to save their own asses, and they believe them. And it's just so frustrating because there's not a whole lot of nuance to their thought here. They're not really sifting through this and sitting with it. They reacted so quickly and so emotionally without giving it like 10 seconds of thought before they
Carson is acting
made their
like he's
decision.
measured, but he's not, because he's not like, okay, I need some time to think about this. He's just like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's totally her. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Should we just start breaking down this episode though, because we're gonna have to talk about this a lot more, because it's
Fine.
like the basic, heart of the fucking episode. It's the soul of the episode.
Should we talk about this fun HOH challenge where we all think that things are going to be so peachy for the whole week?
I did like this little bit from the announcer at the recap.
Seriously, you don't want to miss this, no matter what game might be on another channel.
I don't know. I kind of wish I had missed it.
Yeah,
and just read about it.
Too. Yeah.
Maybe checked out our podcast and just watch us be angry little bitches about it.
Yeah, agreed.
Why didn't this reality show go the way we wanted it to? Why aren't these D-grade celebrities smart? Why isn't the housewife?
What did we
honestly?
What did
the
we
housewife and the fashion stylist experts at the strategy game? They got swindled by the UFC fighter and the choreographer from American Idol season 9, who didn't make the finals. Why isn't this going the way we want it to?
Yeah, they're playing at the same level as BB All Stars 2, and it's just frustrating. It really is.
This HOH comp, yeah, it was a classic wall comp.
Classic wall comp.
That hit me in the nanny.
Whoa,
nanny.
Nani, we get some nannies getting hit.
I've never heard the term nanny before.
Yeah, I think the root is the Latin word, which is punani.
Okay.
If that helps you out.
Yeah, that does help a lot.
That hit me in the nanny.
And she's got that blue stain there.
Yeah, I mean, she was
like
not,
she's been
that was
sleeping
not
with
lying.
a Smurf
she
or
was
something.
Hit square in the nanny. What'd you say?
I said it's like she's been sleeping with a Smurf.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sorry. I don't want to offend Smurfs.
Yeah, dude. Papa Smurf is one of our main listeners, and he's like, so at this point, it's looking good because Carson is like, well, at this point in the competition, it's great because you have me, Shayna, and Cynthia versus Todd, Todrick, and Lamar, because Misha's not competing. So it's just 3-on-3. It's really good. And it's this glam squad competition. They got makeup and powder going at them, and it's also looking good because Lamar falls first.
Oh, sugar.
Oh, sugar. My nanny got hit.
My nanny.
Oh, sugar.
He's thinking about those pancakes again. That's what's happening.
I need a pancake.
Was he yelling out sugar because he wanted some? He's like, I need some sugar.
I need some sugar.
I need a pancake.
Then Cynthia falls, and then I like when they drop hair on them, and Todd's like, "Where were you when I was 26?"
Yeah, that was a funny line from Todd.
It actually was funny.
Todd really hung in there. Didn't he say he's got like a bum knee, and he was saying that during the live feeds. I remember he was up there for like 50 some minutes, I think.
I'm surprised he wasn't like, I lost on purpose so I could.
Yeah, the revisionist history. Yeah. He doesn't need to. He should be proud that he made it up for that long, I think.
And Shayna falls, and it comes down to Carson and Todrick, and they go back and forth with confessionals like, we're trying to last it. But I do think it's so interesting that Todrick is like, you would think that I would win, and I totally thought he would beat Carson. And he's like, because I'm in shape and I'm a 36-year-old dancer who
Yeah.
exercises a lot and is the right size and should win this, and Carson is in his 50s, but you haven't met Carson Kressley.
I was watching the live
Yeah, me
feeds
too.
while we were live. I was multitasking, and
That's okay.
Carson had this interesting strategy of because there was so much paint on the bars, he kept like taking his hands and trying to rub all the paint off. He'd use his sleeves and rub all the paint off, and then it was getting
Oh.
cold, so he kept sticking his hands in his pants and his crotch to warm his hands. Then he had these strategies going. He was playing chess. Everyone else was playing checkers.
Oh, he was sticking the paint in towards his nani.
Yeah, he was sticking his hands in his nani and warming them up.
That hit me in the nani.
Oh yeah, because Todrick was slipping. They were like, "Whoa!"
Todrick kept saying that the slipperiness was really hindering him.
Yeah, so I think it was smart of Todrick just to like make a deal, just be like, "Yo, this could totally fuck me over, but at least I have to save myself." I was like, "This is smart.
Yeah,
At least save yourself. At least make yourself get one more week, and you're obviously not gonna make a deal to be like, okay, Carson, clearly I'm the one falling here.
yeah.
Okay.
Save me and Misha.
Here's the deal: save me and Misha. So, just send someone who is not targeting you home."
Yeah,
I think he made the right call, and I loved how he said, "Don't put me up, don't backdoor me." That's smart. Don't just say, "Don't put me up." Say, "Don't backdoor me" either. Good
Yeah.
deal.
yeah.
And you know
Smart
Carson's
move.
going to stay true. I remember a lot of people on Twitter were like, "Carson's not going to stick to that." I'm like, no,
Of course he
Carson's
is.
not going to renege on a deal.
No, that's not in Carson's personality.
And most
at
people
all.
don't renege on deals in situations like this.
No. Well, every single person that's getting voted out is going to the jury, minus Chris Kattan.
Yeah, we learned Chris Kattan today is not
is not going to be on the jury. Yes, but
he also
you got to
didn't
think
leave because of illness or pain, people. So if you heard that, fake news.
fake news. Yeah, prior to the house flip that happens in this episode, Todrick is really thinking about jury votes, and he's really thinking about the perception of people that he's been voting out and how he's been playing the game so far.
He is?
Yes, in that conversation that we have with him and Misha in the kitchen a little bit
yeah.
later, he talks about, look, this is why I didn't make a deal for you, and if it is you going this week, I hope you understand. I need to start getting in with these other people, and I've really been thinking about my game so far, and I think I've screwed it up, but I'm trying to turn it around now. He's saying these types. I think he's becoming somewhat self-aware, but then, of course, he thinks up a better way to go about it.
Yes. I do like that. He's like, and she's like, "I still don't regret anything. I don't regret picking you." And he's like, and they hug, and he's like, "I love you." And then they make out. And
they make out.
He's like, "You turned me straight, girl."
Todrick climbs on Misha's shoulders. They get a very large coat, and they pretend that Misha quit, even though she's still there secretly for the rest of the game. When they get down to final 2, she jumps out. Guess what? There's still 3.
I did like when Carson won HOH and he said,
Hello, my people.
It was like he was accepting an Oscar or something.
Yes, he became the king of the world or something.
Yeah. Remember how happy we were in that moment?
I remember. Shayna is stoked. Todrick is like, it's bittersweet, the musical. I haven't seen that one.
Ooh.
He is safe, but Misha is not. And Misha is like, I'm going to be on the block, but I'm not going down without a fight. And we get Carson, Cynthia, and Shayna in the room, and they're the Schwisters. How do you say
Swishters. Swish.
It's hard to say.
It is. They should have thought of a better one.
I don't like it. I don't have a easy time saying it. Swishters. I think my jaw is too tight to say it properly.
I don't like names that make me feel like I don't know how to talk.
We've been podcasting too long today for me to say this name properly. We also recapped Love is Blind episode 4 earlier today, so go check it out with Sophia Lane from Netflix's The Circle season 3. Awesome.
It was a great episode.
It really was.
And now we're doing this.
Yes. So they're having a celebration pajama party. They're stoked, and he tells them he made a deal with Todrick, and he can't wait to put up Misha because she keeps nominating him. So it seems like she
Of
should be the
course.
target, and then they're gonna put
Yeah.
up Todd because he's been messing with Cynthia.
Sounds like a great choice.
It seems like this is a really good plan.
This
Things
is
are
going to go
going
very well this week. Yeah.
Then the Misha and Todrick scene happens, which we already talked about, and then we get Lamar and Todd, and Lamar still doesn't understand the game. And this is something that continues to happen. Today there was a scene. This is not a spoiler because, like, whatever.
Yeah.
He was talking about. He was like, eviction happens before veto, right?
Okay, you know what? I know earlier I said Todrick should just win this fucking thing. No, I'm going Team Chaos. I am not Team TV anymore. I'm Team Chaos.
I want the Lammy whammy.
I want Lamar to win this game.
Sugar.
Let's give it to Sugar.
Give this man a pancake and give him the 250,000. Come on.
Please.
That ain't that serious, bro. It's a game.
It's a game. That'll be his speech. Yeah, it's a game. Just give the money. I know that
this scene was really fun,
but you've been in the house for like 20 days now. Like, how can you not figure out like
that's crazy?
That veto becomes before eviction? At least figure that part out.
And I like that Todd is like trying to be a voice of reason here and explain things to him. And Lamar's like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And Todd's
like, I don't think I'm gonna go up. He's like, well, it's possible.
Todd's like, trust me.
I don't know about that.
It's not that serious, bro. It's not that serious.
We get Carson's HOH room, and I love how Misha won't see it. She's like, I'm not a fake person. I've never done anything fake or disingenuous during my time here. How about when
every speech,
whenever you're on top, it's just such sour grapes. What a sore loser.
It's amazing that we can go from this scene, Max, where she is avoiding the room and Carson is clearly recognizes it. How do we go from this scene to what's next? How?
Do you know why?
I've always thought I was a bit of a hoe.
Because he's a hoe. We'll just go from alliance to alliance, but just hearing whatever he wants to hear, whatever goes in his ear, he'll just take, you know?
It's and how does my god. Okay, let's just talk about this. Let's get in.
I just want to talk about this whole sour grapes thing real quick.
Yeah, okay, do it. Yeah.
But because like I just want to say how could she say I'm not fake? We heard her literally being like, Carson, we're gonna be best friends outside of the house. And Cynthia, we have such a beautiful relationship. I know we're gonna stay in touch. And like that's not the case. I know that she does like and respect Carson because she does talk about that.
Yeah.
But I know that her and Cynthia don't have a relationship. It's just like whenever she's in power, she acts that way. And now she's like, oh, I'm not even gonna look at the HOH room. It's just like it's like a polite thing to do, you know?
I'm over it, man. I'm over it. I'm bored with Misha. I'm so bored.
I like how Carson's like, she's probably busy eating kale. I was making fun of her diet, you know? I like how he's all fit and stuff, and he's like, I make cake. I eat cake, and I'm still in shape.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So should we talk about this scene?
About the pajama scene? The pajama.
Oh, that's what you want to talk about? Yeah, okay. Yes.
Well, I think it's relevant.
That is the next one. Yeah, you're right.
The one with Misha, Todd.
Where they say to Todrick the plan.
Yeah, Shayna, Cynthia, and Carson tell Todrick the plan.
Mm-hmm. And in this scene, they say we want, let's get the formation back together. And if he wins veto, don't use it, and that will be sort of a pledge or something to us that you're with us going forward.
A plan?
Yeah, plan. You can tell this puts Todrick on edge. You can tell he doesn't want to do it. Perhaps this is what puts him in this corner to think of this move that he ends up making.
It's not the best deal for him.
No, because he ends up being
he's going to be on the bottom of that alliance.
Right. And how many people are there in the house?
Just saying, don't use the veto if you win it, okay?
Yeah.
And everything will be great. We'll send
What they're
Misha
saying
home.
is Todd and Lamar will go home before you. That's what they're saying.
Yes,
essentially.
and then we'll fuck you over. And remember, you haven't won anything, and Carson and Shayna have won a lot of things, so you're basically fucked.
And you can tell too at the end of the scene when he leaves that Shayna does not feel great about that conversation that they just had. Shayna's like, I don't want him to have that much time to think about this. And that, of course, leads us to the shitstorm that's coming. Is she foreshadows this?
He bolts to the gym because that's where Misha lives. She's not HOH. And he's like, I'm not taking that deal because I don't want to get out final 3, and we are betrothed.
Yeah.
And his new plan is the new Hail Mary of Shayna is playing both sides of the house.
Yeah. You take a partial truth that happened at the beginning of the game and you exploit it and exacerbate it to a point where they might turn on them. And that was the plan.
Oh Lord. So we get Todrick and Cynthia in the bathroom, and Todrick is like, she is a slithery serpentine snake.
And Cynthia, her jaw's on the floor
instantly. Even before he talks, she's buying it. He doesn't even say anything, and she's like, oh my god, Shayna's a snake. He just looks at her and she buys it. She's like, oh my god, I'm on your side.
I thought they were so close.
He plants seeds
I
of
thought
doubt.
Cynthia and Shayna were so close. What happened?
Cynthia was ready to hear something.
They literally sleep next to each other at night.
Missed. Well, that was it. I mean, that's why they're so upset. It's like she wanted to get Carson out, and Cynthia's like, I'm so shocked because I sleep in the same room as her. And then Todrick's like, oh my god, Misha is here, and we can trust everything that Misha says, right? Because it's me and Misha, so it's two people. If two people are saying the same thing, that means it has to be a truth, because two truths is a definite truth. It's not a lie. And she's like, yeah, Shayna has bad character. She's like, Shayna's character is bad, and she's been playing both sides. Now, and
this is about when Carson comes in.
It's not suspicious this is coming up. Yeah, then Carson comes in. And then Carson walks in.
Now, Max, I hate Carson's reasoning that he says in his confessional for trusting Todrick and Misha. His reasoning for Misha was Misha seems to have been honest this whole game. I don't think she would lie about something like this.
She has integrity.
She has integrity. And then Todrick, yeah, I've worked with him before on RuPaul. I don't think he would do this to me. Even though Todrick has been gunning for him.
They've been putting him up the whole time.
They've been putting him up the whole time.
Misha didn't want to see her HOH room. Well, maybe the honesty of not wanting to see his HOH room. That's why they wouldn't lie about this.
It was honest. She was honest the whole time about wanting him out, and that's really nice of her.
It's not suspicious that they're doing this right before nominations at all.
No.
That this is why they're bringing it up.
And I will say, on the feeds, before this episode aired, so it's not a spoiler, before the episode aired, Misha and Todrick were talking, and Misha was saying next week would be a perfect time to put Carson up. He would least expect it. So they are already gunning for him, and the week is not even over.
He's obsessed with him.
Yes, but it's like that's the naivety here of fucking Carson and Cynthia, that they think they've got a final four with them. How fucking ridiculous is that? What, they think that fucking Lamar and Todd are going to get voted out before them?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It is so stupid. And so Misha says, like, here's how we're going to prove it to you. Put me on the block, put whoever you want, and then we can backdoor Shayna together to prove the loyalty, which is pretty bold.
That is bold. It's a little stupid.
It's a little stupid. But
like you have it in the bag. Don't offer yourself up as sacrifice.
But almost, I think that it's smart because it's like this flip is so it's such a ridiculous lie.
Huge.
It's such a ridiculous lie. I almost think that it's like, well,
and I
how can we think that they're lying if she's
willing to go up?
if she's putting this behind it.
Yeah. Well, and I think by that point they had already had the perception that okay, it looks like Cynthia and Carson have flipped. They are
Yeah,
with us.
this
100%.
is like now they won't flip back because I'm willing to like put this up behind it. I think that was
Yeah.
actually a smart part of it. But it's just the timing. It's like this happens after you tried to bring Todrick in. This happens after Carson wins HOH. Like, why is this coming up now? Why isn't this coming up like during the HOH ceremony? Why isn't it coming up before the HOH ceremony? Why isn't it coming up right after the HOH ceremony? Why is it, like
Yeah.
and then Shayna comes in and she is like, oh, something is up.
It just goes to like they are acting like a couple of Lamars here because it's clear they haven't watched enough of this show to fully grasp and understand what's happening here, because everybody's going to say whatever they can when their back is up against the wall. They're going to throw everything at the wall. Everything.
Well, I just think Misha has a lot of integrity, and Todrick and him have worked a lot together before. So
even if she's honest, like she's been honest about wanting you gone the whole game, dude.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
You play again, another one. Another one.
Another one.
Another two. Actually. Oh.
I'm confused.
I really am.
And you know what? Like, I don't know if this went into Todrick's thought process or not, but I wonder if Todrick wanted to throw this Hail Mary because he can't see himself winning in the final two unless he's with Misha.
He said that he can't be Misha in the end, but I think
disagree.
That's the only person that he can.
I agree. Yeah.
I think he.
When did he say that? Was it this episode or
in
a
this
different
episode?
one?
Yeah,
he did. Okay,
because I think
ridiculous.
That's when they said bringing him into the 4.
He could easily beat Misha. People hate Misha in that.
I know. So we get Cynthia and Lamar briefly, and Cynthia tells Lamar what's going on. He was like, "Oh, okay." And then
can I have a
like,
pancake?
"Can I talk to you?" And she's like, "Not without Carson." Then she talks to Carson, and Carson tells Shayna what's going on, and she's like, "I told you everything. I told you everything that happened. I was honest the whole time." And he's like, "Okay, well, we need Cynthia." So Cynthia comes in, and Cynthia is like, "Well, here's what they said. They said you wanted to put Carson up." And Shayna, tries to explain everything to her. And
Shayna never did say, "I want to put Carson
Yeah,
up."
I know. And she's like, that won't happen. Cynthia won't listen.
Shayna but did you have a Final Four? They just keep repeating, "Did you have a Final Four? Did you have a Final Four? Did you have a Final Four?"
Not really.
Sort of, but not really. Yeah.
Carson. The proof is in the pudding. I just saved him. It's like, well, that was for you. It's like, why would I save Carson for me?
I think one thing she could have said, and maybe she did at one point, but we didn't see it or I missed it, was she could have put a little bit of this on Chris Kirkpatrick to ease their minds. She could have said, look, Chris was closer to Misha at the beginning of this game. I was always close with Chris, but I was also always closer with you guys.
Yeah.
And therefore, Chris was keeping me safe through that side of the house. And I was trying to keep Chris safe through our side. And if she had said something like that, maybe, I don't know.
I don't think
now
so.
Cynthia wouldn't have, but yeah.
They just couldn't get over. They just don't understand the idea of not like completely separate sides. They don't understand the idea of a more dynamic game. But what she said is that she chose a side eventually. It's like eventually I chose a side, It's like
clearly she undermined the HOH, Misha, and she used her veto to save Carson, even though it meant her closest ally going home. She sacrificed her closest ally to work with these people.
Yeah, I liked how Todrick and Misha were like listening from like below. They're like on the table, and then I liked how Misha was like listening from far away, and she like caught her on camera. She was like, "Go away."
That was obnoxious a little bit. Like
Misha or Shayna?
Misha out in the hallway. And then Misha's like, I don't think you really
privacy. Shayna was like, I just walked into the bathroom. I didn't know anything was going on.
Yeah, why would she?
Yeah. So that happens. We could complain more about it, but you get the picture. Noms happened. Misha's nominated. Todd's nominated. Carson, boring nomination speech. He's just like, "You're both threats because you're good," and he's
And
like,
then they
"It's a
both go,
backdoor
thank
plan."
you. Thank you.
I don't like the backdoor plan, but my original target's on the door in case it fails, which I guess that's true. So, but you've already
But when
screwed
he
your
says
game
by
over and
fails, he says veto. If
You're
Shayna
fucked.
wins veto.
you
Yeah.
played yourself. You're fucked.
Yep. God, if Shayna wins veto tonight, she is gonna be the Janelle of Celebrity Big Brother. She's gonna be the veto
hopefully
queen.
She gets picked for veto for herself because veto drawing has not happened yet. So
I hope she gets picked. Man, I hope she gets picked.
Yeah.
And I hope she wins because it would save this season if she did.
yes. So thank you for joining us for this recap. If you are not heading into the spoiler section with us, remember to subscribe and follow. And if you haven't started watching Love is Blind Season 2, you should definitely watch it because this season is so entertaining and fun. And you should join us on our recaps. Episode
Yeah.
5 is going to happen tomorrow. And you can also join us for our recap of Celebrity Big Brother's episode tomorrow as well. Isn't that right?
Yes, it's going to be at 2. Well, maybe even earlier tomorrow.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out, but it's not going to be live tonight after the show. It's going to be
It's
tomorrow.
not going to be tonight.
We both have
obligations.
We both have partners. It's
Ben has a
Valentine's
wife.
Day.
I have a girl. You know, that's
Yes.
how it works.
Yes.
That's short for girlfriend.
Oh, interesting. Oh, Jordan, how you doing, buddy?
I still need to watch last night's episode, but Shayna for veto. That's
Shayna
what he
for
says.
veto, indeed.
That's right.
Jordan, you missed a half hour.
A very
of us
frustrating
being,
experience.
Being pissed off. Yeah.
Very so we're going to enter the spoiler section where we're just going to talk about not a lot has changed, but we're going to talk about some celebrity that's been going on, a little bit of stuff going on. So if you're going to head on out, we'll see you real soon, and we're going to head into the spoiler section in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sugar.
Sugar.
So
Lamar for
spoilers.
winner. Come on, we need
The same shit is going on. Vetoes haven't been picked. The backdoor plan is going on. Everybody is isolating Shayna and talking shit about the way she dresses. Todrick saying she can't understand scripts or something I've read, and just like being shitty.
Like honestly, you already won. Take your dub. Come on. I don't get it. Why add insult to injury? It's just not a good look. It's not a good look. He made a good game move, and he could be very respected within the game if he just didn't do all this petty shit on the side.
He said we could call him Miss Hall if we're nasty, but it seems that he's nasty, but not in the way that he was referring to.
Slam dunk. There you go.
Thank you.
That is savage.
Yeah, I savaged myself. We'll read this TMZ article. We're gonna get a little salacious here.
Put that up.
Yeah, let me put it on
the screen. Now, this is relating to poor Shayna's ex-boyfriend now, I believe. And this is all relevant, trust me.
The Shayna Moakler boyfriend questioning proposing marriage after she flirts with Lamar.
And I was like, oh, she flirted with Lamar? Then you take a look at this clip.
This is the clip.
For you from the very, very beginning. And these are like wetter, so just keep pushing.
It's always better.
It's better when it's wetter.
Yeah.
It's my motto.
The wetter, the better.
Yeah.
So what they were doing in the videos, they were putting little, like, I don't know what they're called, but it's like a face mask for the bags under your eyes. It's just the little things under your eyes and to smooth the skin. And they made that little sort of blue joke. And her boyfriend took that as flirting and a sexual conversation and deleted all of their photos together on Instagram.
Yeah.
And has publicly dumped her.
And he had before that, I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at how such a fucking idiot he is. And before that, he had been seen shopping for engagement rings. And it's very sad because she was seen. There was a Big Brother Daily post from the live feed scene that she was saying, "I'm so excited that even if I go home tonight, that it'll be Valentine's Day and I'll get to see my boyfriend." How fucked up that is!
That's so
It's
sad.
awful.
That's so fucked up. And you know
Yeah.
what though? Good riddance to get rid of a man like that in your life that's so insecure and
Yeah,
jealous
like
that he
someone
thinks
shows up, it's
that's
like,
flirting.
what? You can't like joke around. And also, like Cynthia was in on it too. It wasn't even they were having like a private conversation, you know?
It's insane. It's
What
what
a
a
fucking
child.
loser.
What a fucking loser he is.
Oh my god.
Okay, now so there's this other bit of tea.
Serve it up.
We found something out about Chris Kattan.
Ooh.
Yes. So I'm gonna put this up on the screen. This comes from Matt.
Catan.
This comes from Matt Young on Twitter. He says, apparently there's a scandal in my hometown. The now ex-wife of my girlfriend's podiatrist left her husband for Chris Kattan. Wild stuff.
Yeah, there's a picture of Chris Kattan, and in this post he said, like, I just met a girl named Maria. I just met a girl named Maria and tagged at Maria_Libri on Instagram. And this was right as he exited the house.
Yeah.
So I was
like this post was right after
the
he
day
exited.
after exited. Was this like already his girlfriend, or did she just like message
Had
him
to
on
have been.
Instagram?
Had to have been.
Because he mentions her in US Weekly and he says, like, I'm so excited I was so excited to see her.
Yeah.
He said that the reason he left the house in this article was because it became too hard not to see family. I think he also said he had a family member that was sick. But he said, I just don't think he liked being in the Big Brother house, as we could tell.
Yes, but clearly I think this was on his mind as well. This woman.
This woman that he stole from a podiatrist. Just kidding. Stole makes it sound like women are property.
Yes.
That
And
is not-
the article that we were referencing,
That's
by
not what I am inferring. I was just trying to drum up the gossip of the story, people. Thank you.
the article we were referencing, by the way, and we retweeted it on our page, is from Sharon Tharp. Good follow. We'd love to have her on the
she's a
show
good follow.
someday. Yeah.
And you can read up on that. But yeah, podiatry, Chris Kattan, fun stuff.
It's really weird. It's really wild.
But Shayna continued to try to explain herself. So we do have this other clip. It's about 2 minutes long, but you'll get to hear her try to plead her case to Carson. And she like doesn't want to talk to like everybody at once. She just was like, Carson, I'll just talk to you. But here you go.
Yeah, the one person that she thinks maybe.
From the very, very beginning.
I know, but they seem to have been more honest. And when we found out that you were playing both sides, it just
They've been
we
more
felt like we were
honest
sitting
with
ducks
you.
in there.
But I'm the one that made the move so that we as a team could move forward. I'm the one that drew the line in the sand for us to move forward. I don't understand the logic behind it.
But you had a Final Four with them. So it may have been good for your middle game to keep stringing us along.
But it was never our game. Chris Kirkpatrick and I didn't want to move with them. It was our game. We said that to them so that Chris and I could make the moves that we made with you. Do you see that?
Let's have this conversation with Cynthia and with them.
Okay.
So we can have all the facts laid out.
Afraid
Okay.
to make the logical
I mean,
decision.
I'm not going to talk to them. I mean, if you want to have it with Cynthia, that's fine. But
No,
like, I'm not talking to them
it's
because
just our thing is to get a full picture of really what has been going on all this time.
Sure.
We need everybody there.
Okay.
Both them and you and Cynthia.
Okay. I mean, I guess if that's what you want to do, I mean, it's whatever you want to do. I'm just like so confused on this logic. Like they have been gunning for you. I'm the one that saved you, and you're going to listen to that.
If you were playing both sides, then yes.
Okay, but I wasn't.
You weren't playing both sides.
I was in the middle. Chris and I were both in the middle at one point. But
That's playing both sides.
But when it came down to the brass of it all, I saved you, Carson, and I like saved our
Which
team.
I appreciate. I didn't ask you to do that.
Okay.
It may have helped you in the long run.
I would have rather you didn't. I would have rather gotten voted out.
To be in our room when you have a Final Four with them.
It was never like a Final Four. It was just something that was like
Even
set.
if you were talking to them about a possible Final Four,
Okay.
we thought you were a diehard.
You should.
It's like talking to a brick wall.
You should have let me go home, and you shouldn't have slept in. Jordan says, Carson got game advice from Fessy.
Yeah. Yep.
You should have let me get voted out, and you should have slept on the floor, okay, in another room.
Yeah.
So,
oh,
That's
this is
right.
frustrating, Max. They're just not using logic or reason, and I can see why Shayna at the end of this episode was like, you know what? Put me up, send me home. This is fucking stupid. Like,
also, I get why she doesn't want to have that big conversation, because Cynthia's not going to listen to her. People are
Well,
just going to start
everybody's gonna
yelling
gang
all
up
over
on
her.
her.
Like she,
Yeah.
of course, she only wants to have one-on-one conversations. She's not going to win a yelling match.
they're just gonna keep repeating the same question. Were you in a Final Four? Were you in a Final Four? Were you in a final? That's the whole conversation. They're not gonna divert from that at all.
But they don't understand that being in the middle is different than being on both sides. They don't understand
Yeah.
that she drew the line in the sand and committed to them, and that games can be fluid, you know?
Her number one alliance for most of the game was Chris Kirkpatrick. Chris Kirkpatrick was
He's
closer to
gone.
Misha at the beginning, but he's gone now. All of this is changed. It's all
They don't
changed. How
understand
do-
that she could be a very good number for them, and that Misha and they just think that Misha and Todrick are actually going to be an alliance for them.
they're-
They really think that they're in a Final
Carson
Four.
and Cynthia are going up next week.
No, dude, no.
They are.
Dude, Cynthia's going to win the HOH, and then they can send Lamar and Todd home. Right, and then they're gonna have the Final Four with Misha and Todrick, and then they can beat them out, and then it's gonna be Cynthia and Karsten Final 2.
I hope Lamar wins out all the HOHs. I really do. I just want
Yeah.
Team Chaos,
Dude, he
please.
can't win shit. He doesn't understand the game.
It's just a game, bro. What if the challenge was like collecting pancakes, or you have to shit the bed so many times?
He's dead shitting.
Max, this was just such a depressing episode. I really hope Shayna wins veto tonight.
Yeah, it'd be exciting, because then it'd be like, oh, what are we gonna do now? But then are they just gonna send Todd home because they want to keep Misha?
Yeah. If she,
Yeah.
that would be so funny.
Yeah.
But no, I kind of do think. Yeah.
Yeah, then Todd's gonna go home.
Yeah, because Todd and Cynthia had that fight. How fucked up would that be if Shayna won veto and they sent Todd home and Misha stayed in? Misha wins HOH and then immediately puts up Carson and Cynthia. My God.
It's actually so hilarious. I'd be kind of stoked.
She'd probably put up Shayna
Yeah.
and Carson or something like that. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah.
But it'd be
And
so
then-
funny if she didn't, just to like be like, you're so dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. If Shayna's being put in a position here where she could be the most popular CBB player ever if she wins veto tonight, she would be like up there with Janelle as the veto queen.
She is a veto killer, so let's see.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, I want it so bad. I mean, she can do it.
Maybe it'll
She
be
could.
like a name Travis Barker's tattoos conversation, or like Oscar De La Hoya boxing match competition.
Name Dennis Quaid's IMDb list.
Yeah.
That'd be a great comp.
That'd be pretty sick.
Make it happen, big brother. Come on, Grodner. Do it.
Well,
Save
Ben,
our
even though
girl.
the episode was a little frustrating, I had a great time podcasting with you on this Valentine's Day in 2022.
Yes.
Get that
Much
little
love.
poem I wrote? That was a
Much
little
love.
poem. And
That hit me in the nani.
And we haven't said it yet today, but we love our fans too. Jordan, we love you. We love that you're coming into this chat, and we love everybody who's listening to these recaps. We appreciate you. Continue to subscribe, tweet at us, follow us on Instagram. We're gonna be recapping tomorrow. at
sometime
sometime
in the
tomorrow.
afternoon. So
tonight's
you need to
episode.
follow us on Instagram or Twitter to find out.
Hey, we're gonna have our bingo game, our drinking games coming out tomorrow as well. So look forward to that.
Yeah. And
Hey, don't stress, boo.
just remember that.
I am gonna stress.
Okay.
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 Bye.
guys.
We love you. Happy Valentine's.
Bye. It's the place you go when you finish your show. We're your two best friends. Our names are Max and Ben. We're self-proclaimed television experts. It's Reality Alert.
Hello, my people.